Hi, we're taking a look at a brand new Lewis Irene collection special delivery today. We will be taking a peek, particularly at the design range. There's lots of pastel hues, animal prints, absolutely all sorts, so perfect for children, children's and nursery projects in particular. We will be chatting in detail about some more of the projects and also have some free quilt patterns which have been designed specifically to work with the fabrics in this collection available for you too. Hi, it's Charles at Empress Mills and today we are taking a look at the brand new Lewis Irene collection called Special Delivery. It is a gorgeous range packed full of lots of pastels and neutral style shades, absolutely designed in mind for nursery projects, baby projects, nice soft subtle projects all round, which I'm sure you'll see when we dig into the designs in just a moment. As always, there are 15 prints in the collection, so 5 main designs and 3 colourways in each. It's a sort of standard format for a range that Lewis and Irene use, which gives you a nice spread of options, whether you want to choose a smaller design range from within the full collection, or if you do want to create a project using all 15 prints, then the colours certainly coordinate right across the board, but it gives you some options, which again we'll explore in just a moment. This is very much the main design from the range, although there's a couple of others absolute sort of key prints as well. But this one really encapsulates the idea of special delivery with this stork bringing all the animal friends, bringing the special delivery of all the animal friends. And these other animals that we see, so we've got the elephant and the lion and the elephant again, and the giraffe and the bear and things, are a nice theme that we see running throughout all, well, not all, but many of the prints as well. So it's really the core print from the collection, and it's just a lovely, lovely print. In the background, we've got this nice sort of soft, very natural style colour on this, and I'll jump on some of the other colourways in a moment. But that again, very much sort of encapsulates the range and the softness of the tones that the designers have chosen for this particular collection. I've just spotted a little baby zebra as well for the collection. So yes, let's crack on. That's the sort of natural colourway in this option. We've got this gorgeous blue as well. In fact, let me open it up, then we can see it in a little bit more detail. So we've got this lovely blue as well, which is a nice shade, and that to me just helps the animals stand out a little bit more. But again, it just depends on the finished project that you've got in mind. And then there is another, this is actually quite close to my way of thinking to the original, but it does give you another nice soft colour option. It's more of a grey sort of natural style background is this. Now, while it is close to its friend that we looked at originally, maybe we can even pick those 3 up for you. While it is quite close to that one, there is a definite difference. So it is nice and stark is the difference. And you will see as we get further through, both really work well with their particular sets of colourways as we get going. So you can absolutely 100% see why the Lewis and Irene team have chosen that colour, even though it's a little bit similar to one of the others in its little mini design range, let's call it. So yes, that is the first 3. This is one of my favourites, to be honest, in the range. This sort of jungly scene. Let me spread this one out. Now, my little one is a massive, massive fan of Lion King at the moment. Sophie, she absolutely loves it. So this will be a standout one for her straight away. I guarantee it when she sees this collection, because we've got the little lions there. We've got the elephants. There is, of course, this giraffe, which is a particularly cute one, sort of bending down to its little one there. Now, there is a mixture of animals going on, so we do have a little koala on here as well, and a gorilla. Not just entirely sure if they come from the same jungle. Someone may well correct me. I am not a wildlife expert, but it's just a lovely, lovely fun print. It comes in the blue background as well, which I don't know if I'm biased or not, but I just think looks absolutely fantastic with the way everything sort of stands out on that gorgeous blue background on this one. To me, you can really, really see the silhouettes of the animals and things nice on this particular print. So there is the blue, and then this is the nude style colour just there. And again, it's just giving you those pastel options, so you can go more down a baby pink, a pale pink route, or you can go a little bit more neutral and just general pastel, general softer colours by opting for this nude option. And again, isn't it just a fantastic design, that one? It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. So there's those three. I've got a couple of the blender options now for you. This is the star. Just a nice classic star print. I'm sure this will be popular both within this range and outside of it. It's just a good all-round star. And Lewis Irene have just added the little bit of detail. You've got the block colour star, and then you've got more of a sort of silhouette style effect as well. So you've got those two, and it just gives you a little bit of design detail rather than it just being a star. And very much a multi-directional print, that one. You can use it any which way around, which becomes very helpful with some of the quilt patterns that we'll take a look at soon. They've used lots of different blocks in different directions. So again, it gives you some good options there. It comes in this sort of grey-blue background that you can see there. And then also more of the very, very light silver grey that we've seen on some of the past prints already. Now, just to mention on this is where Lewis and Irene get very, very clever with their colour palette. They don't, while that blue will obviously work with the other blues in the range, they don't just mimic the same blue from design after design. They're always tweaking between different designs. They'll just tweak the palette slightly. They do still very much coordinate, obviously, it's what they're working for, but it gives you just a nice subtle shade change in a larger project. It's something that they're always at pains to point out when I chat to them about different prints and things, something that they always sort of dig into detail on, as it were, and sort of mention in particular, which is why I'm mentioning it to you now. Let me just move this star out of the way and I'll show you this next one, which is a nice silhouette design. There's a couple of little features that I particularly want to point out on these three prints. This one with this gorgeous sort of pale pink background, the heart that Lewis and Irene have added is the little bit of extra detailing around the animals is a nice soft heart. So in particular with this and the next blue one that I'll show you, in fact I'll be getting it out now. If you want that particularly soft effect, this is a gorgeous design to pick, because the heart itself just disappears, it just blends into that background nicely. And because the background colours are both quite pale, although you do have the starkness of the silhouette of the animals, they're not, vivid's the wrong word, but they're not sort of popping quite as much as you'll see on the next design. Because just look at this one. And I just think it gives you some options within sort of the mini design range of these three particular prints, because this one, the heart really sort of pops, and to my way of thinking, and some of the team here at Empress, the animal silhouettes themselves just seem that little bit more prominent on this particular background. I just thought it was worth noting. It's one of those things that doesn't always come across perfect on the images. We'd put those sort of stationary images on the website, so I thought I would just mention it now. So yeah, you've got the softer heart with the silhouettes being that little bit softer against the background on those first two, and then this where, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not harsh at all. Nothing about this range is sort of harsh or garish or vibrant particularly, but it just has that little bit more crispness than the other two, should you so want to use that sort of thing. And then I will move these so I don't disappear behind a stack of fabric, which often happens in our warehouse, I've got to say. We've got the last three to show you, which are these fantastic elephants. Here we go. And going back to earlier when I mentioned about Lion King, I have to be honest, I play a fantastic elephant when Sophie's playing Lion King. We've got on this, and again, it really picks up on that fantastic theme with the parent and the child sort of trailing along and being best pals. We've got it on the pale pink. It comes with this natural style background, and what they've done to pop the blue in this is actually pick the elephants out in more of the blue shade. Again, clever use of shading there from Lewis and Irene. And what you can see particularly on this one and on the next, they've just added some extra detail with these stars in the background as well. So it's just a nice little bit of extra detail. And then finally, there is this generally much more paley, pastel-y style, muted style option Though I have to say, much more along the pure elephant lines there as well. But again, you can still very much pick up the detail of that gorgeous background in the star too. It's a lovely design. It's a lovely range, to be honest. It follows on from Lewis Irene had one quite a few years ago called Welcome to the World, and I think they've sort of drawn inspiration from that when creating this. That was a super popular range too. But it's just super, designed for nursery products, designed for little ones. I think it really does the job. As always with Lewis and Irene fabrics, they are 100% cotton. They've got this gorgeous smooth surface. That is because they only use grade A premium quality 100% cotton base cloth. Not only does that give you the wonderful smooth touch that I've just mentioned, but it also means that the print quality is absolutely pristine, so the designs transfer much more crisply onto the fabric, so you're getting every element of the design. I did mention at the start of the video we've got some projects for you, which we do. Let me just show you those quickly. In Lewis and Irene's book itself, these 3 quilts have been designed specifically to work with this range by Sally Ablett. She works closely with Lewis and Irene, so she's sort of out in front, seeing the designs in front of all of us and working on different quilts and designs and things, quilt designs that will work really well with the prints. There's 3 main colourways, which hopefully Nat behind the scenes will pop on screen in just a moment for you. So we've got this gorgeous, mainly focused on the blue theme on this first quilt. Hopefully that's on now for you. And as you can see, it's using the bumbleberries around the border, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. It's using the bumbleberries around the border and also in some of the blocks, just to really pull through on that blue theme. Then we've got this wonderful pink option, again using the pink bumbleberries just to give it that sort of edge around some of the blocks, but around the outside it's using sort of softer grey bumbleberries, as you can see around the outside of that quilt. And then finally this last option, much more of a neutral, sort of more of a generally styled quilt. I say quilt as well, I'll come back to that in a moment. Much more of a general colour palette on this one, and again it's actually called Rock, I think, is the bumbleberry that's been used around the outside, but it does still work well with the range. And I know I've just been saying quilt about those 3, but they are 50 by 50 inch throws really, so just that bit smaller. Again, obviously designed with cots and rugs and blankets in mind, as opposed to going down the full quilt route. So yes, all those 3 patterns, all the patterns for that are available on the site. Just click the link underneath the video. It'll take you through to our website and you'll find all the details on how to download those. Thought they might be of interest. And the last thing to mention before we finish is that the bumbleberries on the quilt are created, a part of this set here, and they are created specially by Lewis and Irene to work with the collection. If you've seen one of my videos before chatting about Lewis and Irene, please forgive me for repeating myself, but the blenders are coloured specially to work with the range. So when Lewis and Irene designed the main collection, they then designed some bumbleberries specifically to work with the range, so you can be assured that they tone perfectly with the range. They'll work perfectly with the quilts, for example. I think I've covered absolutely everything there. If you've got any extra questions, please get in touch. You can leave a comment underneath the video, you can message through any of the social media sites, or you can of course email through the website, and please don't hesitate, pick the phone up. The telephone number's on the website. We will be pleased to help with any questions, any queries at all. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.